Hi everyone, welcome back with another video. In this video, I'm going to show you what kind of calculations that you can perform within Power BI Paginated reports. You know, Power BI Desktop is very famous for to handle any kind of complex calculations either in a Power Query layer or in a DAX layer. So this video is going to show what max or what kind of advanced calculations that you can easily perform and you can get whatever results you want. If you are new to my channel, please click the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get the latest videos. Let's get started. Okay, I have a simple report. So I have a simple data source kind of enter data, and I have created two simple data sets. So you can create a data source and data sets, and once you have done all of these data modeling or data parts are ready, right, you can make use of any of these visualizations or objects within this report builder, the canvas, and you can drag and drop the objects or data sets fields into that respective visual objects. Here you could see I just created a simple tablix with multiple columns, and I added the dataset fields here on each column. Right, there are different places that you can easily create calculations. For example, so this whole query itself a calculation, so where we can use SQL statements or DAX scripts. So based on the data source that you are going to connect, so since it is a enter data or a sample data, right, it is consuming this as a XML. So when you try to connect with SQL Server or Oracle, you can write here the whole SQL script with multiple joins and multiple filter conditions involved, and you can do all the calculations within that script itself. So as a best practices or performance side, right, I always or all the experts will recommend that go with the advanced calculations into the SQL scripting layer wherever it is possible, right, because it is going to run against that database engine near to the engine. So it is going to get the results back immediately when based on the calculations that you perform. So on some cases, like you are not able to do the calculations within that SQL statement that you have written. So on those things, right, so you have to push that calculations to the reporting side. So that's what I'm going to cover here. So try to do the calculations on the SQL Server or script layer itself. If not, then coming back to these options, right? So here, if I go to fields, these are the fields that we have which we got from that statements or the script result, and here you have option to add a calculated field. So within this calculated field, right, you can create your own calculated column by making use of any of these existing columns. On top of that, if you want to add any kind of logics like conditional logics or any kind of logic that you want to multiply some values or divide some values, you can do all the things within this calculated field by going to this expression. So this expression window will open or will show the built-in functions which are supported in this report builder. So these functions are categorized into multiple sections. Here you can see under text we have a lot of functions, so you can make use of these functions to make sure you can create your calculated fields. So these calculated fields, like it is going to create as a new column on top of the data model that you create. So which is nothing but like whatever calculations or expressions that you are writing here, right, it is going to perform for each individual row. So that you need to make sure, because all the calculations will be iterated on each row and it's going to store as a new column in your data. So that's a one place that you can do the calculations. And the next step is like you can create a calculation on the visual objects itself, right? Here we have a provision to create a measures or a field within that object, right? So I just added these two columns. So in this column, in this text box, right, I can again go to that expression, and I will see the same section where I can make use of this function, and I can do again some sort of calculated field or expression for this specific visual. So which means I no need to create all the calculated fields in the dataset. I still can create visual specific calculated columns or fields on the specific visual itself. Right, so let me show you some of the result which I have done. Like, so here I have a simple tablix. Here you can see brand name, and we have a distinct of brand name, and we have amount column which is showing a sum of the respective brand name. So if you see this tablix, right, so I have created a row groups. If I just double click, you can see I have added a group by on the brand name. So that's the reason we are able to see only one group, distinct group, and here this amount is based on the aggregations that we specify here. So I just specified as sum as an aggregation, which means it is going to sum all the individual brands, and it's going to show as a final result with respect to that individual brands. So here you can see worldwide importers is sum of amount is this one. So we may have multiple line items, multiple smaller amounts which has been summed up, and we are seeing just an aggregated result. Right, so I have a requirement, like I need to show the total amount. So here the total amount is this. So is it possible to show the total amount as one of the column? If I want to do any kind of a percentage calculation, right, I can make use of that. So you can go to this text box, and I can go to right click, and I can go to expression. So since these rows are like specific to the brand name, because we have added a group by, right, so it is going to be based on the group by brand name. But here we just need to show the total amount, so which means we have to override that filter context, so that brand name filter context, and we need to show the overall amount. So how to achieve that? So here you can easily achieve again, just typing sum of, I'm going to say the field name amount. So here I need to specify the scope. So if I'm not specifying a scope, right, if I just type like this, it is going to show that total amount with respect to the brand name. So since I want to override the filter context, right, so I need to specify the scope. So here the scope is outside of this brand, right, so I need to say the scope is the whole data set itself. So I need to say what is the data set name here as double quotes after comma. So here my data set name is sales, which you can see here or here. So if I say sales, right, the scope is expanded to the data set level. It is not only restricted to the group level. So if I just click OK and run the report, here we got the results. Here you can see this is the total amount which we got for all the rows. So we just overrided the brand name filter, and we got the overall total amount. So let's take another scenario. Here I have a Fabricom. Like I need to show the value for the Fabricom alone and not for the other values. So other might be 0, or I need to show 0 for rest of the rows. So how to do that? So here we can easily achieve by go to that text box, go to expression, and here I need to write like if. So here the syntax is if brand name equal to Fabricom, then show me the amount, sum of. So if I just say amount, right, it is going to show the first amount because it is in a group by, right, so we have grouped with brand name. So I need to say always sum of that respective measure column, else 0. So if I say like that, it is going to show, it is going to print only the value for Fabricom, and rest of them are 0. So this we can easily achieve the specific values by using if-else statements. So here the next requirement is I need to get the percentage. So we got the total amount and we got the amount. So it is something like amount divided by total amount. We are going to get the percentage. So again, this is easy. So we can make use of the existing logic. Right. For example, it is going to be sum of. So here the scope for the first one is brand name within that group. So that's a 1. And here the scope should be that whole data set. So again, so here this is should be amount, sum of amount divided by sum of same amount, but this time right, so we have to specify the scope as the whole data set. So I can change this to percentage, run. So here you can see we got the result. So we can easily achieve this by dividing these two values or these two expressions or whatever expressions we have used. We can easily do that. So how to achieve the same percentage in another way? So another way in the sense like in report builder, right, you can easily reference your text boxes into the another calculation. For example, so this is kind of a simple tablix. So all of these I mean the whole tablix is nothing but a collection of text boxes, right? So this is text box 27 and this is text box 29, 30, 53. So these are collection of text boxes all together and created this tablix. So if you see here, this amount is a text box. So this amount text box is named as amount. So it can be any name. So you can right click and go to text box property and you can define the name of the text box. It can be any name. So this is amount and this is text box 2. So I can say I can change this to total amount, right? So I can say like that. So if I know the text box name, right, so I can easily reference those text boxes in my calculation. So let me go to the percentage again. So this is, so here you have to use object or expression called report items exclamatory, and you need to say the text box name. So the text box name is case sensitive, so you need to make sure the text box name is properly entered here after the exclamatory and dot value. That's it. And the next text box name is same, report items exclamatory total amount. Dot value. So that's it. Click OK and run the report. Okay, let me make this as a percentage. Run the report. So we got the same percentage. So now you have idea like how to reference the previous column text boxes into the another calculation. So it is not necessary that you have to use the text boxes within these tables. So you may have a different tables where you have different text boxes. You can reference those text boxes within any object within this report builder. So that's the beauty of this report builder. So, and one limitation, right? So you cannot do the aggregation on top of these text boxes. So for example, if you are typing like sum of this text box total amount dot value will throw an error. So you cannot perform any aggregation on top of the text boxes, but still you can use those text boxes for any kind of calculations like plus, minus, divide, any kind of a calculations. So let me make this hide. I have two more different scenarios. So let's enable this section. Tables property, visibility, show. Okay, let me run the report just to show what is there in this table. So here we have color name and the brand name and we have amount. So in previous section we saw like how to get the total amount. So total amount is something like the overall total. So which you know, right, how to get the result. So it is nothing but like a sum of amount. The scope is defined as at data set level. So here my requirement is like I need to print the total amount of this respective color. I don't want to show the total amount of the whole data set. So here it should be showing that 4552.38 should show display here, so that I can do some kind of a percentage to understand how it is how each brand name is accumulated into overall amount, right? So I can do that easily again. So here I have two groups. One is color name. If I go to color name, it is going to group by color name, and then the next group is brand name. So for each color I need to show the list of brand name. So if I go to detail, here you can see brand name. So here when we say a group, right, so for each group there will be a name. So the name of the group is color name, and if I go to details, right, the brand name which we used on the group by, right, so the name of the group is details. I can say any name. So here I'm just leaving as it is. here what I'm going to do is, since we need to get the total amount with respect to color, right? So I can write like sum of amount. Here the scope is that row groups. So here the scope is based on color, right? So we already created a group for color name. So we have to specify that group name here. So the group name is color name. Here you can see color name is a group name. I can say color name. So scope is defined within this color name group. Okay, just run the report. And here you can see we got that 4552.38. so here this is the total amount for this black color. Same you can check it for blue. So total for the blue is 1646. That is what here printed. So that's how actually you can easily override that respective filter on that specific row with defining the that respective scopes, either in a dataset level or in a different group level. So now I have a requirement where I need to get the median for the list of numbers, right? So I can check it here. So I can go to that respective category. So median is some kind of aggregate function, right? I can go to math and I can see whether any function called median. I can go to aggregate and I can still check. So I don't find any median. So which means Power BI report builder does not support, does not have a median as an inbuilt function. So how to achieve that when we have those kind of a requirement, right? So we have a very good option in report builder where you can write your own custom function and you can easily call that function within this report, right? So let me show you how to do that. Here, so if you are in a report canvas, right, you can see a gray area outside of this canvas. Just click anywhere and click right side, right click. Go to report properties and here you can see code. So this is by default, right? So this will be empty. So this will be like this. So here you can write any custom functions where you can define all the logics within the function, and you can use that custom function and you can call that function in anywhere in your report build and report visuals. Here I just created a simple function with that median logic included. So I can, so this is a function name median, and I can call this function easily in the report. So like that I can create multiple functions. So it is not necessary that I need to have only one function and incorporate all the logic. So I can have multiple functions like one by one, because all are specific, or like this is a function. So I can create another function with a different name and I can do some kind of different logics, right? So and I can call the function. So all of these calculations are written in the VB script. So here you can see, right? So the logics are written in the VB script. So once this custom code is created, right, you can go to that tables where you want to use a function. So if I run this, right, so it is going to show different sites, and out of these sites, right, it is going to show min and max. So this is the place where I have to show the median as well. So here I can write that, I can call that custom function by going to this expression and type it. So code is a place where we have written the custom function. So code dot the function name. So our function name is median. So since we are handling median, right, so we have to make sure to go through all the values from the specific group or the list, and out of that we need to find the median, right? So here we have to use lookup set. Lookup set is another pre-built function within this report builder, so which will help us to analyze or go through all the values from the specific list, and out of that we can get the median value. So here lookup set, I can go to show you the lookup set. What is a syntax? Here we have to pass those two values. Lookup set can be used to combine multiple data sets columns into a single table. But here, so this lookup set is going to do or analyze all the values from the same data set. So which means I have to reference this site name twice. So it is going to consider this as a primary key, and out of that what is our required column. So number is the required column. So this column is coming from which data set? Median. So I can say, so median, which you can see here, median is a data set name, and I can do the close bracket. So because lookup set is closed and again code block is closed. Click OK and run the report. So here you can see this is a median for this store. So that's how actually median we got the median result with the help of the custom functions. If you need this report, check the description box and you will get the link to download it. If you like this video, please click the like button and share it with your colleagues. Keep supporting me.